Owen Brewer, residential property, Frank Manning, staff, 13-15.
Judge, in going through the plea statement, I've had the opportunity to discuss this matter with the prosecutor. When the original plea statement was signed, apparently there was an error because it was a Class B felony and it didn't contain a SIS component. So we've corrected that, reworked the plea, and we're ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Brewer, there's been a petition filed by the state to revoke your probation. Have you gone over that document? I mean, where the document where the state states what, how you originally failed to comply with probation. You know what the state's continuing, is that correct? Have you also gone over this police statement here? Do you feel you understand the matters set out in the police statement? And are you pleading true to some or all of these allegations? Okay, do you realize you could have a hearing where the state would have to prove that you in fact failed to comply with the probation requirements? By pleading true, you give up your right to have that hearing, and you cannot appeal. You understand that? Are you entering this plea freely and voluntarily? There's a recommendation, I notice, on the third page here as to what your sentence should be. Other than that, have you been promised anything? Have you been threatened or pressured to get you change your plea? And are you pleading true to some of these allegations because some are in fact true? Did you fail to, while on probation, did you fail to report to your supervising officer as directed?
Yes, sir.
Did you travel somewhere without telling your probation officer and having paid fines and costs as directed? Is that right? Okay. At this time, sir, I'm going to find that you violated the terms and conditions of your probationary period and revoke your probation. I'm going to re-sentence you on residential burglary to 2 years in Department of Corrections, and it will be followed by 3 years suspended imposition of sentence. On breaking your entering, you'll also receive a 2-year sentence Department of Corrections. It will be followed by a 3-year suspended sentence on each Class A misdemeanor. Looks like there are 2 counts of theft and 1 count of criminal mischief. You'll be sentenced to 120 days in county jail. On each, all those will run concurrent. You pay $1,719.71 in restitution, $200 in cost, $1,000 fine, DNA fee of $250, booking fee of $20, public defender fee of $100, $2,245 on the pay for stay ordinance. You'll be given credit for any sums you may have paid. And you'll also receive credit for 64 days jail time, county jail time. Pay what you owe at the rate of $100 per month beginning within 60 days after you're released from incarceration. and make your payments to the Sheriff's Department in Boone County. State versus Frederick, Georgia, 11-279. Battery second. Resisting arrest. Division. Set for hearing today.
Judge, I think we're actually set for sentencing.
Right.
The pre-sentence report has not been completed. I think that Mr. Bradford has made contact with the probation department. Mr. Jordan is to report to them Monday at what time?
8:30. I'll be meeting with Travis Flower. Mr. Flowers indicated that if Mr. Jordan appears and he obtains the information he needs to prepare the pre-sentence report, we're having plenty of time for August 7th.
We'll waive any time with regard to the sentencing.
Sentencing hearing August 7th. 15-122, State versus Christopher Rose. 15-124, State versus Christopher Rose. Alice wants withdrawn.
What's your license suspended?
He's appearing for arraignment on these matters.
Plead not guilty, Judge, for both cases.
Item pleas of not guilty reappear before Judge Webb on July 24th at 8:30.
I love working as a nurse, and I wouldn't have this job without North Arkansas College. Tuition was truly affordable. The teachers were passionate, and I got the hands-on education that I needed. Practical nurse employers report a 100% satisfaction rate for North Ark graduates, and that was impressive.
North Ark's allied health programs offer degrees in nursing, paramedics, medical lab technology, radiologic technology, surgical tech, and more. Classes begin August 17th. Enroll today, 870-391-3505, because a North Ark education works.
Arkansas Orthopedics and Sports Medicine now offers you 2 orthopedic surgeons, both trained in all the latest surgical techniques. Dr. Sedani and Dr. Cutler specialize in all forms of orthopedic problems and injuries, from torn rotator cuffs to joint replacement, even sprains or broken bones. Dr. Sedani and Dr. Cutler will see you quickly and with the highest standard of efficiency. The entire staff of Arkansas Orthopedics works to keep you moving. Call today for an appointment. Call Dr. Sedani and Dr. Cutler in Harrison at 741-8289.
Liquidation Outlet in Harrison. What will you find today? Hi, this is Amy, and we have a big selection of bathroom supplies, including mainstays, faucets, shower caddies, shower heads, bathroom space savers, and a lot of miscellaneous plumbing supplies. Stop paying retail and head to Liquidation Outlet for great savings. If you miss a day, you miss a great deal. What will you find today at the Liquidation Outlet, just off the bypass in Harrison?
Best deals that you can get at the Liquidation Outlet.
Crystal clear mountain streams, river rapids, and rolling hills with endless valleys. The beauty of the Ozarks we often take for granted. At Magnus Toyota, we never underestimate the value of our customers. As a third-generation family-owned business, Magnus Toyota has been operating here in the Ozarks for over 50 years. When we make a new deal, we make a new friend. Stop in and visit us today and see why our customers say we're the best. Magnus Toyota, your hometown Toyota dealer on Highway 65 North in Harrison.
State versus Stephen Crump, 15-138, failure to register. Morning. Mr. Crump, I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you in your appearing here for an arraignment. How does he plead?
Please not guilty, Judge. Waiver and request of jury trial.
Very well.
In this case, Drew, Judge Webb's division. Mr. Russo is present in court, and I'm providing him with a copy of our file. I believe Judge Webb's next Friday court is the 24th.
What time is he?
8:30.
Sir, I've entered a plea of not guilty in your case. You're directed to appear before Judge Webb on July 24th at 8:30 a.m. Okay? Thank you.
It looks like he has a bond set of $10,000, so.
Okay. That'll be all. Thanks. State versus Dustin Kidwell, 15-140, breaking or entering, theft, possession of firearms by a certain person. Sir, I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You appear for an arraignment. How does he plead?
Please not guilty, Your Honor. Waiver and request for jury trial at this time.
I'd like this case also drew Judge Webb's court, Your Honor, for his division. I'm going to provide Mr. Russo with a copy of our file. Would ask that this case also be set for next Friday.
Very well. July 24th, 9:30 will be your next appearance, sir. Anything further?
Also looks like Mr. Kidwell also has a bond set of $10,000, so.
Very well. State versus Benjamin Slayton, illegal use of a communication device, 13-105.
Your Honor, when we appeared last, we asked the court to set it over today for potential resolution. However, have not quite yet discovered all the charges that are pending against Mr. Slayton. We know he has some in Washington County, and they appear to be felonies. So this time we'd ask the court to move this out to the August 7th date so we can see what's happening in Washington County and perhaps resolve it on that day.
Is there any problem with the time? We've had some 8-inch ones, so we may not need
We'll call the time.
August 7th.
Yes,
You're here on August 7th, 9:30. Thank you. State versus Travis Duvall, 14-121, 2 counts of theft by receiving.
He also has a second case, Your Honor.
Okay, you're right. 15-51, methamphetamine, drug paraphernalia. Sir, who represents you?
I did have Chris Flanagan out of Springs. I don't know if he's still representing me or not, so I don't know if I can take a public defender or not.
Your Honor, I show on June 26th, Mr. Flanagan was allowed to withdraw in both cases.
Okay. Have you made an application to the public defender's office?
No, yes, sir. They said to wait and talk to him first.
Okay. All right. Sir, I'm going to set you to reappear on August 7th at 9:30 a.m. And you want to talk to Mr. Flanagan, do that as soon as possible. And if he's not going to represent you, then to make application to the public defender's office as soon as possible, okay?
Sir.
Thank you. State versus Casey Jones, 15-127, criminal trespass, theft of property. 2010-11 was originally a drug case and theft. See, looks like he's earlier had a plea of not guilty in the 15-127. Everything be done in that case?
No, Your Honor, it's just on for reappearance. I set him to get on the scheduling order, but
Okay.
there's nothing to be done today.
N-11 is set for a revocation hearing today. So we need to bring him over for that.
I don't think so, Your Honor. I think, Your Honor, one of the probation officers that's unavailable for today, this is his case, and Mr. Hancock and I had agreed to pass the hearing until August 7th, and that'll give Mr. Hancock also time to review the discovery that the revo is based on. We'll come back ready for a hearing or a resolution on the 7th of August.
Okay.
That's correct, as we're told time.
Very well. Hearing on August 7th. State versus Noel Scott, 2011-245, hot checks. Good morning. Set for a hearing today.
Scott.
Officer Scott.
Your Honor, I believe at some point she indicated that she may be trying to retain private counsel. Are you still trying to retain private counsel, Ms. Scott?
Yes, Your Honor, I am. And also, my mom came to see me Tuesday, and she has to have a procedure done on her thyroid that she may die. And I was wanting to know if I could get on an ankle monitor or a house arrest to be there with her.
Okay, well, I'll look into that. Tuesday, you say?
No, she came to see me Tuesday. I haven't seen her since. And she should be there in the court to testify to that.
Okay. Well, talk to your lawyer about that, and he can talk to the prosecutor. We'll try to work that out, see where we're at on it, okay? But in the meantime, what are we going to do? Are you going to hire a lawyer, you say?
I'm trying to. I need to get out to pay him.
Well, I don't know if that'll work or not. I'll continue to August 7th. And see if you can hire a lawyer.
Is there a way that I can talk to the public defender right now to try to get out to be with my mom?
Well, I don't know. You'd be in front of a courtroom full of people, which is not very private, you know. He'll make contact with you. Okay, that's all we can do at the moment.
Hi, this is Jim Fitzgerald of Community First Bank, and we have a variety of home loan options that are sure to fit your financial needs. From 100% financing rural development loans to VA loans for veterans to FHA loans with low down payment options, your locally owned hometown bank has the right home loan for you. Community First Bank, where it's all about community. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison is the go-to place for all your denture services. We know how to get good results. We save you time and money because our lab is on site. A dental office you will like and trust. Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison, next to Harness Boots. Just look for the big red boot next door. Call today. You'll be glad you did.
You work hard to take care of your car, so help clean its engine and extend its life with quality gas from Conoco.
In the Branson area, visit these ConocoPhillips White Oak stations, plus Mule Express, Saddlebrook, and the Spirit Shop.
Now what?
Let's go. That way.
Have fun out there on the compact, capable, and entirely new Pioneer 500 from Honda.
Come see us at 824 North Main in Harrison.
State versus Gregory Dees, 12-279, possession of methamphetamine, drug paraphernalia, obstructing governmental operations, and theft of property. Good morning.
Judge, it's my understanding, I've received some communication from the prosecutor's office that Mr. Dees has some new charges in the process of being filed. One of those is going to be a felony paraphernalia charge. The others are misdemeanor violation of the order of protection. In light of that, Judge, I would ask that a reasonable bond be set, and that way I can deal and communicate with my client. Judge, before he was incarcerated, he had contact with both myself and his officer. He came to my office. He went in and spoke with his officer, and that's when he was taken into custody. I've represented Mr. Dees before. I don't believe he's a flight risk, and I asked the court to set a reasonable bond in this matter.
Your Honor, I've done got a bond on a paraphernalia charge. I've done bonded out on that. My misdemeanors and everything has done been all dismissed. Everything's taken care of, and I've done got a $5,000 bond, which I've bonded on already, Your Honor. My bond will hold bond for me.
Okay.
Your Honor, I've taken certified copies of the misdemeanor dockets from district court, and I would not have gotten those if those charges had been dismissed. He was convicted on the misdemeanor offenses.
Your Honor, I went to court last Thursday, and everything was dismissed, Your Honor. I promise you, check with Judge Patrick. Matter of fact, the bailiff right there in the courtroom right now knows I was in court, and he was there whenever I got everything dismissed.
Okay. Well, we'll check into that. We'll have a hearing set today. What's the state's position?
Your Honor, I would not oppose the defense continuance to August 7th. I'll give a chance to get discovery to the defense, give them an opportunity to review it, see where we are. If we can work it out, fine. If we need to have a hearing, so be it.
And that would be my request, Judge. We'll waive the 60-day hearing requirement.
Your Honor, I'm supposed to be getting married. I'd like to at least get out and try to get married and stuff, Your Honor. If there's any way possible, I've shown up to my court dates every time. I've never missed court, you know. And I'm telling you, the misdemeanors are dismissed.
Your Honor, if I may approach. This is a copy of the criminal history printout from district court reflecting all of Mr. Dees' present and past adjudications and dispositions on charges in their court. Based on the length of that record, I believe that Mr. Dees may be confusing some charges with others regarding what's been dismissed and what he's been convicted on.
No, Your Honor. When I went to court Thursday, I had court.
Greg, you're just digging a bigger hole.
The original plea in the probation case, Your Honor, was October 21st of 2013. So any convictions after that date are a potential basis for revocation.
What does WR mean?
Warrant.
Well, we're going to get this straightened out some way. If you're right, there's a misprint, but we'll check into it. Anyway, at any rate, I'll continue to August 7th.
And Judge, does he have a bond set?
No, he does. Until we get this straightened out, I'd rather not set it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll look into it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State versus Lewis Mullinax. Possession of methamphetamine and paraphernalia, 15-136. Sir, I've appointed the public defender's office to represent you, and you're appearing here for an arraignment. Will you plead how? Okay.
Your Honor, this case also accrues Judge Webb's division. I'll provide a copy of our file to Mr. Russo and propose that Mr. Mullinax be ordered to reappear next Friday.
Okay. Yes, sir. Enter a plea of not guilty, reappear on July 24th at 8:30 a.m. for Judge Webb. Okay. State versus Misty Hendrickson. Death by receiving, 2 counts, felonies and misdemeanors, paraphernalia, methamphetamine, receipt or possession of an explosive material, 15-143. Good morning. This public defender's office represents Lake.
so I don't have time to do anything.
Are you going to hire a lawyer or make application to public defender's
I'll
office?
try to hire one.
Gonna try to hire one?
Yeah, I'll start Monday morning calling them.
All right.
I can't get a phone number and have a public defender.
Do you understand the allegations against you?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead?
I know that.
Reappear on August 7th at 9:30 a.m. for attorney's statement. State versus Craig Henderson, similar charges, theft by receiving explosive device, paraphernalia. So you have a lawyer. You tend to hire a lawyer. You hire a lawyer, okay? You understand the charges. Area, you plead not guilty to these charges.
Your Honor, this case through Division 4.
Okay. Your case is before another judge, Judge Webb. So reappear on July 24th at 8:30 a.m. for attorney status and appear on Judge Webb's docket. Week and day, that's her.
Can I ask, this thing, can I ask that me and my wife him at the same time?
The cases drew different divisions. It may be that the lawyer you retain or the prosecutor, they may try to move it around to accomplish that, but it's a little early right now. Okay. 14-27, State versus Nicholas Blakely at Rankin Davis.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mr. Blakely is here. There's no action to take on this case today. I provided the state with a copy of his recent results from evaluation. His current scheduled order has him set to reappear on August 7th. I just ask that we just maintain some current orders.
No objection from the state, Your Honor. I'll give Mr. Etheridge and myself a chance to review the report. And then we'll be back in touch with Mr. Downham and see where we are.
Very good.
Thank you. That's all I had today. May I be seated?
State versus Kenneth Bodie, sexual assault and second, 15-17.
The last time we were here on Mr. Fode, I believe it was the end of June docket, we had the evaluation back from Dr. Nichols, and we were, at least I was unsatisfied with that report. We requested the entire file from Dr. Nichols over in Fayetteville. We did receive that yesterday. There's about 4 or 5 pages of additional notes and things that he provided us in addition to the case file that was sent over by Mr. Bradford and the evaluation report. I will provide Mr. Bradford with those 4 or 5 pages, and I would request additional time to have Mr. Foley evaluated by an independent doctor.
Let's do this. Let's leave this schedule and need more time. Just file a short motion. Stay in contact with your lawyers. Okay? I agree. Thank you, Judge. Thank you. State versus Samuel Lambert, criminal attempt to commit capital murder, 2 counts, carrying a weapon, tampering with physical evidence, 15-21. Matter in the second.
It's
It's summertime here at Shelby's. Come in and browse their jewelry boutique with collections of bracelets, rings, charms, and pendants from Da Vinci, Lenny and Eva, and Virgin Saints and Angels. For a unique gift that commemorates important occasions, check out the Willow Tree Signature Collection. In Shelby's baby department, you'll find items for both baby and mom. If you're looking for something for the home, your friends, or just for you, Shelby's is the place to shop. Shelby's. Simply elegant, surprisingly affordable.
We moved here in June, 18 years ago, and had not been in the house more than a week, and I popped my hip out of joint. And that was my first experience. And of course, the ER saved my life. I had an aortic aneurysm, and it had leaked all night. As soon as they brought me in here, they knew exactly what it was and exactly what to do.
Hello, this is Michelle from Nature's Wonders. Summer can be a very busy time of year. It's easy to find ourselves with so many activities that we forget to make time for our health and well-being. Let us help make it a little easier. At Nature's Wonders, you'll find a large selection of organic and natural grocery, organic and local produce, supplements, sports nutrition, and quick healthy meals to take on the go from Nature's Lunchbox. So while enjoying the fast-paced summertime fun, take a break and come check out our selection. Make time for you on Highway 65 in Harrison, just down from Thompson's Ace Hardware. Happy summer from Nature's Wonders.
Books are an important part of your life, and when you go to Books on the Square, you'll find books that will not only be informative, but books that will take you away. Books on the Square now has 2 locations on the south side of the Harrison Square. Books on the Square carries fiction books, books on CD, lots of westerns, and books full of mystery. Books on the Square, too, next to Deb's Frames and Things, has your nonfiction favorites, religious, historical, and even cookbooks. Take a stroll down the south side of the square and visit both Books on the Square.
State versus Jeffrey Elledge, 15-47, Paris to threatening domestic battery, false imprisonment in the second degree.
Morning, Your Honor. Mr. Elledge is present. Previously received earlier this week the state's motion for discovery. I've handed now a file marked copy of the response. Your Honor, in this matter, we're here for pre-trial. I'm still doing some investigation in this case, and we've had some discussions with Mr. Bradford. I think he needs to probably also review some material as well. Your Honor, could we continue this pretrial to the plea deadline date of August 7th, just to preserve potentially any issues?
Bill, did we fax over the plea offer?
I've not received any type of plea offer.
Now, the state has now extended a plea offer in the case, Your Honor.
When I spoke to you earlier this week, you were still looking at your file.
August 7th, 9:30.
Thank you.
State versus Francis Pfeiffer, possession of methamphetamine, paraphernalia, drugs, and firearms, 15-61. Anything to be done today?
Not today, Your Honor.
Okay.
Talk to Mr. Pfeiffer. He needs to make an office visit so we can prepare his defense.
Okay.
I would ask that, I think he's got a court appearance scheduled in late August, if we could also use that date to consider in pre-trial motions. I would appreciate it.
August 21st. Have you visited with the public defender's office yet? Okay. Before you leave, speak with that lady right there. Okay. She'll tell you how to contact them and when to contact them, do as she says. State versus Tiffany Fields, 15-33, possession of firearms for certain persons and theft.
Miss Phillips is the case that we're waiting for an additional charge to be brought up. Speaking with Mr. Bradford, I believe that's in the process.
It is, Your Honor, and Investigator Jason Causey with the Harrison Police Department is working that case. I spoke with him day before yesterday. He is in the process of submitting that file. I should be able to review it and make a charging decision next week.
I think once we get that, we'll have a resolution. Is August the 7th too soon, Wes, or is that?
It should not be based on my conversation with Investigator Causey.
We have to put the pre-trial on the 7th date.
And we should be prepared to arraign her on the new case as well.
Just for me to send out a schedule, no reason. August 7th, 9:30. State versus Brian Orman, 15-53, possession of morphine, drug paraphernalia, 15-55, possession of methamphetamine, hydromorphone, theft, paraphernalia.
Judge, at 1553, it's our contention that a speedy trial was ran in that case. Lieutenant Mr. Orman was arrested on July 7th, 14, and from that time told between that time today, which is July 17th of 2015. I talked to Mr. Bradford about that earlier this week. I don't know if he's had a chance to look at that.
Have not.
But I'll file a formal motion for the trial date. In the other case, there's no other issues.
What has happened? Obviously, you have a better idea than I do.
Well,
that was in 15, so.
He was arrested in 14.
Oh.
On a, there was another warrant, but when he was arrested, he was also placed in custody on these charges, and the evidence was collected. And I believe he was released, and the officer just told him that he would be getting something in the mail or would let him know on these additional charges.
Okay.
I'll take a look at it, Your Honor.
In the meantime, I'll leave it.
Yes, sir.
Nothing to be done in 55.
No, sir.
Where you go, sir?
I love working as a nurse, and I wouldn't have this job without North Arkansas College. Tuition was truly affordable. The teachers were passionate, and I got the hands-on education that I needed. Practical nurse employers report a 100% satisfaction rate for North Ark graduates, and that was impressive.
North Ark's allied health programs offer degrees in nursing, paramedics, medical lab technology, radiologic technology, surgical tech, and more. Classes begin August 17th. Enroll today, 870-391-3505, because a North Ark education works.
John was the first one to be an inpatient here, and everything was great. And I had heard some negative things about the hospital, and I'm going, what are you talking about? This hospital's great. Why would you want to travel over to Fayetteville when you have this great hospital? All the nurses, everybody, phenomenal.
It's time to trade up at the Trade Up to a Yamaha sales event. With financing as low as 3.99% for 36 months. Up to $1,000 customer cash. Plus, up to $1,000 extra trade-in allowance. So see your local dealer today and trade up to a Yamaha.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud. Harrison is a Health Mart town. Sam Alexander Pharmacy on the square downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
State versus Frederick Jordan, battery and second position arrest, 11-279.
Did you do the interview? Judge, this was a plea to the court, and we requested, I think the court may have also asked for a pre-sentence report. I have not seen one. Mr. Jordan indicates to me that he has not been interviewed.
What do you know about this?
I'm having Mr. White contact their office right now and find out what the status is.
Deal with that later. Seated. State versus Megan Traum, conspiracy to manufacture methamphetamine, original charge, no drug-related charges. Set for hearing today.
Ms. Trammell was one of the folks that we were having assessed by HRA. We have that assessment back. I provided a copy of that to Mr. Bradford. And I think after speaking with the folks at probation, we would like to try her through HRA to get into the counseling that they have recommended on the assessment and pass this for 60 days and come back and see how the counseling is going. If that's okay with Mr. Bradford, and we'll total the time.
How many of about 50 classes a day?
Okay. Now, I've reviewed the report from Health Resources. I do not object to Mr. Hancock's proposal. Substance abuse is clearly a primary problem in this case. Based on the assessment and their recommendations, we're going to give this a try.
Gratification hearing on September 18th, 9:30. Let's see, I had another case of Mr. Russo's that he wasn't in here, and I need to recall this. What is your name, sir?
Paul Smith, Judge.
Paul Smith, if I could have that file.
And Your Honor, I apologize. I had stepped out to call Mr. Nichols on this case. Your Honor, I represent Paul Smith in front of Judge Webb in Marion County. I believe Mr. Nichols had initially just about had this case wrapped up. Apparently, he's subsequently been allowed to withdraw. In light of the fact that I've already been working on a plea agreement over in Marion County, I'd ask the court to allow me to transfer this to the Division 4 docket, since this other case is in front of Judge Webb, and have him reappear on July 24th. Okay. And Wes, I talked to Johnny. He brought me up to speed on y'all's discussions. Good. So I'll visit with you between now and then if we're allowed to transfer. All right.
Speaking of case 14-165, firing for certain persons and several other charges. Let's see where we're at in the process.
There were some previous continuances on behalf of the defense. Mr. Nichols was representing the defendant, Your Honor, geared toward a final resolution of the matter. I did speak with Mr. Nichols earlier this week, and it basically was a If Mr. Nichols was still on board, we were probably going to have a negotiated fee today, but there was an issue that might pop up that would result in Mr. Nichols no longer representing the defendant. And I'm assuming that issue has popped up.
That issue has popped up.
Okay. We're currently set for jury trial August 25th.
Where we're at on the time.
All right, from my notes in the file, I believe the continuances by the defense will cover us. If the court would like for me to verify that, I'll be happy to do so.
Do you want it transferred to the division court doctor?
If Mr. Russo already represents him in the other case, I do not oppose the motion to transfer. Any time between now and the next setting in front of Judge Webb would be told.
And it would be, Judge.
We need to make Ollie aware that check the time on this. Transfer something over the time line.
And Your Honor, what I'll do is, as soon as I'm done here, I'll take the prosecutor's file and go see Ms. Polly and potentially get a scheduling order set to make sure that we're good on the time.
I would suggest to reset the next Friday, just to get it on the
It
docket.
is.
And
Ms. Polly asked me to set it for the
All right,
24th.
24th, 8:30. 12-147, Daniel Smith. It was a drug case. Out on the revocation.
Your Honor, I spoke with Ms. Dukes regarding this matter and forwarded her information to Mr. Hancock. It appears that Mr. Smith is making some very good progress and coming back in full compliance. Ms. Dukes would like for him to visit with their one of their advisors there in their office, who's also a psychologist, and she's recommending a pass until August 21st, give the defendant time to meet with the psychologist and report back on where we go from there.
That's our request, Judge. Total time. Did you want the probation? Okay.
August 21st, 9:30. Blake Brady, 09-129, Top Check.
Brady is here with regard to payment. Show calls.
Your Honor, according to the ledger sheet from the Sheriff's Office, Mr. Brady did make a payment in May, and I believe it was for $100. But by the time certain fees were removed from the payment to allow for certain acts that allow fees to be assessed on installment payments, only $45 was left to be applied towards restitution.
Judge, he's indicated to me he's got another $100 check that he's going to tender today for the June payment. Do you have a July payment too? We'll have a July payment before the end of the month.
Your Honor, I'm going to propose that we pass this one more time to September 18th. If he is complying, continuing to make his payments, the state will be in a position to dismiss the revocation. Or dismiss the show cause.
Okay.
August 7th.
Could we have September 18th on that one, Your Honor?
September 18th.
Thank you.
State versus Angela Williams, 11-21. Drug case.
Your Honor, Ms. Williams is on probation. Allegation of non-compliance with terms and conditions. Ms. Williams was also assessed at HRA. We do have that assessment back. I provided Mr. Bradford with a copy of that assessment. There are a number of things that they recommend that Ms. Williams do. We would ask, there's one thing that we need to get straight, and maybe the probation department can help with that, Judge, is that she lives in Berryville and has limited transportation, so she's wanting to know if she can do the treatment and counseling over in Berryville. But I think we can get that set up through the probation department.
It's my understanding she's being supervised by Stephen Johnson.
Yes.
Out of their Berryville office.
What do you want to pursue the matter?
This report isn't quite as user-friendly as far as interpreting what they want to do. Anticipated discharge date. Judge, I'm going to propose something similar as the previous case. If we could agree to waive the 60 days, have her reappear September 18th. If she's in compliance and doing what she's supposed to, I think the state will be in a position to dismiss the revocation.
Does it take a court order or what is it?
HRA. Yes, sir.
It says Dayspring Behavioral Health Resources of Arkansas has a Bentonville address. Where are they anticipating this treatment to take place?
Well, what's the name of that facility?
What's our guidance center?
Okay. If they require a court order, Your Honor, we will submit it. Dan, can you check on that?
I will.
September 18th, 9:30.
Thank you, Judge. We'll hold time.
Ashley Cheney, possession of methamphetamine, paraphernalia, 13,259. Set for hearing today.
Your Honor, this is one of Ms. Duke's cases. She advised our office she would be unavailable for today's hearing. The state would ask for a continuance to August 7th.
I don't object, Judge. Did talk to Mr. Bradford about Ms. Dukes being absent. Agreed to continue the matter based on that. We'll talk about time.
August 7th at 9:30.
KTKO Channel 8 Harrison.